Ruth did. Hi, Luke. Don't look at nothing.
All right. So let's start with roll call of the board members.
Audrey Lynn Hurston James.
Hi, Megan Levine.
Ann Markoulis.
Angela Ramo.
Maria Venuto.
Leah Leone.
Maureen Jimenez.
Isabel Basil.
Okay. So can I get a motion on the minutes, please? Oh, hi, Leah, thanks. Hi, Maureen, thanks. Any discussion or comments on the minutes? Maureen? Nada? Okay. All in favor of approving the minutes? 7.
No, I'm abstaining.
Oh, sorry, wait. You're abstaining. You weren't there. Yes,
Yeah, I'm
correct.
abstaining. I wasn't there.
Okay, so that's 6 and 1 abstention. Right, committee reports, audit committee.
So the internal auditors will be in the district from November 20th to December 3rd, doing their detailed testing in the areas of human resource, personnel, and capital projects.
Okay. No questions? I don't see any hands. Okay. Policy committee.
So at its most recent meeting, Policy Committee reviewed the 24-25 roadmap of all the policies that we are looking at, bless you, throughout the school year. We revisit our timeline in relation to our schedule of meetings. The next meeting, we're going to be looking at 3 policies, and we'll review drafts for updates to each of the 3 policies. Student voter registration pre-registration, which is an update recommended by NYSBA. And as discussed at a previous committee report, it's really just outlining the process and the procedures that we have in place and just outlining such in our policy. Second policy that we're updating is a local update in our negotiation policy. And then our third policy, expression of breast milk in the workplace, is an update required by the Department of Labor that recently came out over the summer. So we're going to be reviewing all of those 3 drafts at our next meeting.
Thank you. Education committee?
The last time that we met, we discussed, Anthony Allison came and did a presentation on the math curriculum, and it was really informative, but he's going to come back. We asked him to come back and finish because we were only able to do, we just did the elementary level mostly. So he's going to come back, and we have ideas. We're going to set up a meeting to cover math and something else.
Thank you. Facilities report?
Okay, so this week, unfortunately, we don't have a check coming from PSEG. That was last week's presentation, last presentation. So so I will just go through some of the things that the district has been doing as far as facilities. So at the high school, some of the bond projects, we installed 8 new exterior doors at the high school. Those were the doors that were not included in the mitigation from FEMA with flood doors. So all those, the rest of the doors have been changed. Also, with the bond project, science rooms and cafeteria renovation, those projects have been approved by SED. The advertising for bidding is out, and we will be opening bids for those projects on November 20th. Library HVAC ducts have been installed. There was an air separator also installed in the boiler room, And in the auditorium and TV studio, HVAC, which is part of our EPC project, is installed and running. Maybe that's why it feels a little cooler in here. So middle school, fire alarm, PA system projects were approved by SED. Again, we're going out to bid for those also on the 20th. Restroom, a girls' restroom in the 300 wing. Renovation is in progress, and new wall tiles have been installed. In Daisy School, classroom additions. This is for the extension at Daisy School. So the water, gas, parking, lights, electrical lines have been relocated because they were in the way of where the extension is going, so they all had to be relocated. The foundation has been excavated, and that part of the project is still in process. New air louvers and fans have been installed in the air compressor room, and the boilers have had internal inspection has been completed. Moving on to landing school. Roof drain in the front of the building was repaired by our maintenance crew. The gutters by room 207 was repaired by the roofing contractor. And the art room closet, ventilation fan was repaired in that room. At the Connolly School, the nurse pod, the concrete pad for the ramp was installed by our maintenance crews. And district-wide, we had a donation last year, or earlier this year, of buddy benches. They have been installed in 3 of the 4 elementary schools. I believe Connolly is the only school that it hasn't been installed in because he has to remove the old bench and replace it with the new bench. And that's the update from facilities.
Thanks, Victoria. Does anybody have questions on facilities? Okay. All right, we'll move on then. Next up, we have a new item we've added to our agenda, which is the board president's report regarding our superintendent search. So we want to just let the community know where we're at with. Is the volume's not up? Thanks, Leah. Okay, how's that? Okay. So what we want to do is, update the community on each time we have a meeting. And so we are basically, at this point, we're interviewing different search firms. We have one more interview left. And that will help us do a thorough search and also help us to make sure the community feels included. And so we have to make a decision about that. We'll probably be deciding tomorrow. And that's where we're at this point. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So once the board makes a decision as to the firm that they've determined, it will go back to our lawyers for a contract, and then it'll be board approved at a following meeting. So I just wanted to clarify the process.
Sure, thank you.
Okay.
Time for your report. Would you like to go ahead?
Well, since I'm at it, okay. So I want to begin the evening by speaking to a situation that has been out in the news over the last couple of weeks, and actually in the education community over the last, I would say, 8 weeks. And that is the regionalization legislation. Okay, so, according to the New York State Education Department, this plan presents an opportunity for us to enhance educational outcomes and achieve some cost savings through what they were saying is a shared service among school districts. Now, again, Nassau and Suffolk, Long Island, has always been a community that supports the principles of collaboration. But there are some districts, some board members and educators across Long Island that are concerned about the uniqueness of a district and the fair share of sharing, services. We've been asked as New York State superintendents, every superintendent in New York State has been asked to complete a survey That survey is going to go to state ed and then to our local district superintendent. In other words, the superintendent of the BOCES. And what has been indicated to us is that we're going to come together to look at the unique opportunities that may or may not exist between districts, and to determine if there are possibilities to share services, share staff, share items within the districts. The one thing that I have to clarify is that this is for all of New York State in gathering this information. And if we look at Long Island as our home, we will see that districts are very close together. Even though Glen Cove is 5 miles up from, 107, on 107, it is still very close to neighboring districts. But as you move across New York State and upstate, there could be 50 to 60 miles, sometimes even 100 miles between school districts. There are some school districts with very few people, very few enrollments, small enrollments. We just spoke about a school district that was at a New York State School Boards Association that said there's 122 students in their entire district. And that really limits what students and what a particular school district can offer as far as course offerings and opportunities. So again, the people that have studied the regionalization and conversations have really focused on sharing of best practices among districts, and that can yield some positive results for school districts facing challenges in the state of New York. I say that because, again, some of the issues that are happening at the upstate in rural areas in the state are not happening on Long Island, and different parts of Long Island also may have questions. So again, we as superintendents have advocated for the preservation of local control. We want to know, we want to be the first to say, yes, we can share this, or no, we cannot share this. This is unique to our district, and this is what we want to preserve. This is not being, the actual sharing of services are not mandated. No one is being forced, according to state ed, no one is being forced to share services. It's really coming together to exchange best practices, to exchange ideas, and perhaps provide additional resources to our staff and our students in each district. So again, the governance of the Board of Education is still and will continue to be local control. Now, concerns have been expressed in regard to the potential for one's districts to be prioritized over another, and it is vital to ensure that shared services and resources are not reduced in one district over another. I have to say that I have personally spoken with the members of the New York State Education Department, both in collaboration with colleagues from the New York State Council of School Superintendents, from the New York State School Boards Association, as well as the New York State Small City Schools Association. Yeah, a lot of talking. But as well, I've had opportunities to speak with the commissioner and her whole cabinet. They have actually reached out to me at one point to ask about the opportunity to give additional information to school boards and districts on Long Island. David Frank, actually, he is the chief of staff for the commissioner's office. I've also had conversations with the commissioner and her staff via Zoom, and I will be meeting with them on November 22nd of this month to further speak to them about local control and that not being compromised. I have to tell you that I understand why some people may be concerned that this regulation, this plan, was supposedly an emergency regulation. Why is it an emergency regulation if we're not going to be mandated to do anything? I think, again, my advice to the Commissioner's Chief of Staff, as well as to others, is to make sure that we are transparent, that the information is given to us with no later saying, oh, well, we really didn't mean that, that was a misunderstanding. Clarity and confirmation that these are not mandates, that we are working together to provide what is best for students, and that is our focus, has got to be something that is not compromised in the actual implementation of the regionalization plans and the work that comes afterwards. So I will be meeting with the Commissioner and her cabinet again later this month, as I said, in Albany, and I look forward to reporting any additional information at that time. We will also have a document on our school website that kind of encapsulates what I just said so that people in the community can go on. If there's any questions, any concern, I know that there are a lot of people with a lot of information, and it's confusing at times. So if there's any questions or concerns, I ask that that information be sent to me. My email, my contact information is on the school website. Okay, so now that that's done, I do want to speak to, very briefly, we are going to be asking for the board's approval on a veterans exemption, and we'll be moving forward. We already had one in place, but now moving to the maximum instead of the minimum. And so those calculations have been done. The board has been given all of the information, and as a result, we'll be moving forward with that as a resolution on tonight's board agenda. And I thank the board for that support and understanding. I'm going to go a little bit out of order because there is a very special young lady in the audience that I must talk about. So I don't know if she wants to be embarrassed by me or if she wants to come up and speak with me, but I am speaking about Mackenzie Alexandra, right? Mackenzie, come on up. Okay, Mackenzie, I'm going to ask you to sit here. Okay. So, not many students have sat in this seat or want to, but I have to speak to the wonderful work that Mackenzie has done. So each year, for the last 15 years, I believe, Connolly School has put together a Connolly Cares Day and has done fundraisers for breast cancer. And this year was no exception, except that they raised over $1,650 from my understanding, but the majority of that money came from well, not the majority, okay, that the biggest concentration of that money came from a young lady sitting before you right now, and that is Mackenzie. I have to tell you that I didn't know she had done this, but I walked in only to see that Ms. Van Allen in the main office and Ms. Stanko, when she came and gave me a t-shirt to wear, and Mr. Klatsky were all wearing these really wonderful bracelets. And I said, why am I not getting a bracelet? And they said, well, we bought them from a student who was making them to raise funds for the Cancer Foundation. And that is young Mackenzie sitting here. She raised $650. To me, from what I hear, Mackenzie, you're a good student. You participate in so many different activities in the building. You were a big participant that day, and then you contributed with all your heart to to something very dear to my heart, and that is the Cancer Foundation and breast cancer awareness. So can I ask you a question, and you could say no, you don't want to answer, okay? But was there a special reason, if there was something that you wanted to do, or did you just feel that you wanted to contribute in that way?
I just wanted to help people who had breast cancer and raise money to help find a cure.
Well, let me tell you, she's off to a very, very good start. $650 out of the $1,650. Ladies and gentlemen, my little Mackenzie. So, Mackenzie, take a walk with me. Well, this way, this way, this way. Okay. Fine young leader. Okay. Now, at this point in time, I'd like to introduce our coordinator for technology. She just moved. Oh, there she is. Okay. Ms. Anna Policastro. Anna?
Thank you, Dr. Rihanna. Thank you to our superintendents. Thank you to the Board of Education for allowing me this moment to share with you some of the many ways we're empowering our students through the New York State Computer Science and Digital Fluency Standards. The vision for these standards is to make sure that every student has the skills, knowledge, and mindset they need to thrive in a digital world. They aim to foster not only technical skills, but also critical thinking, creativity, and responsible digital citizenship. The vision ultimately seeks to create a future-ready generation of students who are capable of approaching technology with an innovative mindset. So you can see these standards have been implemented with purpose. Statistics from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics show that 67% of new jobs in STEM are in computing. 58% of all tech jobs are outside of the technology sector. However, only 6% of high school students enroll in a computer science course, and 16% of graduating high school students met STEM college readiness benchmarks in 2023. So these standards are truly preparing our students for the modern workforce. From healthcare to finance, agriculture to the arts, nearly every industry now relies on technology. By equipping students with a foundation in computational thinking, coding, data analysis, and digital problem solving, these standards ensure they enter the workforce with relevant skills. This prepares students not only for current jobs, but also for emerging careers that may not exist yet. So the timeline for implementation began in 2020 with phase 1. This is where the state was building awareness with rolling out the standards and the timeline for implementation. Phase 2 is all about capacity building, focusing on curriculum development, resource acquisition, and professional development. Phase 3 was the initial implementation, where districts started to offer computer science courses and continued to provide guidance to support the integration of the standards. And now we're currently at phase 4, full implementation. So these standards are organized around 5 main concepts. The first, impacts of computing, focuses on problem-solving skills, such as breaking down complex problems, recognizing patterns, and developing step-by-step solutions, which are fundamental for coding and broader analytical thinking. Computational thinking covers the understanding of hardware, software, networks, and the principles behind how computers and other digital devices operate. Students learn how these systems function and interact to perform tasks. Networks and systems design teach students how data is transferred across networks, including the internet, emphasizing the importance of data security, privacy, and ethical use of information. Cybersecurity emphasizes responsible digital behavior and strategies to protect personal and organizational data. And digital literacy encompasses the skills to effectively use, evaluate, and create digital content along with responsible digital citizenship. These 5 concepts provide a comprehensive framework, ensuring students gain both practical skills and critical knowledge to navigate and contribute in today's society. The standards are organized and broken down further into sub-concepts. This provides a more detailed, structured pathway for developing student understanding. Then they're broken down even more into grade bands. These standards were created to be developmentally appropriate for all students, ranging from early elementary to secondary. Instruction in the standards must be implemented so as to allow students to master the standard by the end of the band. So now we'll go on a little journey throughout each concept, and you'll get to see some examples of the concept in action. So impacts of computing concept focuses on helping students understand how computing technologies influences society, the environment, and the economy. This concept emphasizes ethical considerations such as privacy, accessibility, and the responsible use of technology. It encourages students to think critically about how digital innovations can both solve and create new challenges in areas like social justice, environmental sustainability, and our community as well. So here you'll see how students can compare how tasks are accomplished with and without computing technology. Our STREAM teachers provide opportunities for hands-on learning that relate to real-world problems. Our students even see these examples in their everyday lives, and our STREAM teachers are great at pointing them out, even those that are pretty obvious, like our Marty robot from our local Stop and Shop. Kids love to tell people that Marty actually identifies about 40 spills a day. He also detects items when they need restocking or are misplaced on the shelves. Students in the secondary level might discuss how technology can provide easier access to healthcare, like when people see a doctor online instead of going to them in person. Students might also debate over the ethical responsibilities of technology and the use of AI. Computational thinking focuses on teaching students how to approach problems by breaking them down into manageable parts, recognizing patterns, forming abstractions, and designing algorithms or step-by-step solutions. These skills are foundational not only for coding, but also analytical thinking in various disciplines. Our primary students begin by identifying patterns. They can do this not only with technology, but also in nature, noting similarities and differences, making predictions. Our elementary and secondary students also use digital tools to evaluate how inputting data can change the results. Elementary students use CodeMonkey, and secondary students can use code.org. They can practice debugging whenever their code doesn't run exactly as planned. The networks and systems design concept teaches students how digital information moves and is shared between devices on a network like computers, phones, and tablets. Students learn the basics of how these devices connect, communicate, and stay secure when sharing information. They also explore how networks are designed to work efficiently and safely. So from a young age, students demonstrate how devices can receive instructions and present results. Like our students here on the left, they can input block-based coding into an iPad program. They send out their code to the robot, and then it should perform the task that they have organized in their code. We also might make improvements on our initial plans through prototyping, all while designing solutions for the everyday problems around us. So you see here on our right, the students are creating prototypes for a 3D printed object. This is where they kind of go through that engineering design process where they might refine and improve their design as they prototype. The cybersecurity concept teaches students how to protect information and keep systems safe from digital threats. Students learn the basics of online safety, like creating strong passwords, recognizing suspicious links, and understanding the importance of privacy. Our teachers often refer to Common Sense Media as a learning platform that offers a comprehensive digital citizenship curriculum. It provides lessons on various aspects of online safety and responsible behavior. This includes privacy protection, cyberbullying, smart searching, and appropriate online conduct. These lessons cover a wide range of topics that are appropriate and relevant for children in today's world. Digital literacy focuses on preparing students with the skills to effectively and responsibly navigate digital environments. This concept emphasizes the ability to understand, evaluate, and ethically engage with digital content, tools, and media. It includes skills in communication, information literacy, and media literacy, helping students to critically assess the credibility of online information and to use technology safely, responsibly, and effectively. So you can see this concept should be mastered by grade 8. So this is really fun to see in action with our middle school students. Many of them engage in hands-on learning experiences and explore the many different research tools that they have at their fingertips. Computer science education promotes creativity and innovation, empowering our students not just to use technology, but to understand and shape it. Our high school courses are aligned with the New York State Computer Science and Digital Fluency Standards. This helps them to develop technical fluency and ethical perspective and prepares them to be thoughtful digital citizens. Our teachers use curriculum alignment meetings to review the standards and subconcepts. Then we compare the standards with our current curriculum to identify where the content is aligned and where gaps exist. We highlight these areas for curriculum writing and opportunities for further professional development. I can't stress the importance of ongoing professional development, and I know our teachers and myself are incredibly thankful for our district administration that continue to support teachers' learning opportunities to enrich, modify, and redefine technology integration into their practice. This creates a culture that is empowering for our teachers and our students. Recently, our STREAM teachers have attended the Long Island Technology and Education Summit. We often use BOCES Model School Days to host PD on different coding and robotics tools, and they really tailor it to our specific needs. There are many other resources for implementation of the standards, like our software subscriptions, as I mentioned before, CodeMonkey, Code.org, Tinkercad, and Scratch. These are all innovative online platforms to teach coding through engaging game-like environments, and it offers a variety of courses where children and teenagers can learn both block-based and text-based coding, including languages like CoffeeScript and Python. Our Lego Spike Kits are used in our elementary and secondary schools. These Lego learning systems have their own cross-curricular STREAM solutions that engage students in critical thinking, data analysis, prototyping, and developing solutions to problems with real-world relevance. One reason why I love these kits too, because kids are playing with Legos, and you don't really need language. If you've ever opened up a Lego kit, the instructions are picture-based, so everyone can participate, even though they don't have that language background. All of the resources that we use are fully aligned with the computer science and digital fluency standards. Finally, as we look into the future, we're not just teaching students how to use technology, we're preparing them to shape it. So today, we're giving them the skills they need for careers that might not even exist yet. These standards ensure that our students won't just be scrolling through life, but they'll be equipped to control the technology that shapes it. So as we continue to invest in digital fluency, we need to keep asking ourselves, how can we keep building these opportunities for our students to stay ahead, even if that means they're going to be explaining the technology to us again someday? Thank you.
So Anna, one of the things I tell people when I'm talking to them is, I know I'm getting older, and as you've, had this presentation going on, I thought about years ago when I was in another district and I was assistant superintendent, and we were talking about whether or not K and first grade students could even work with a computer. And now I've seen them coding and beginning their own adventure, doing research, sending digital messages to Regent Tillis years ago. And so technology has really come full circle and coming very quickly. I think it used to be a resource, something we could go to as an option, but now it really is what we're using every day. And so I look forward to seeing our students participate in coursework that will allow them micro-credentials and could continue their education through the use of technology. At a NISBA conference a couple of weeks ago, myself and some of the board had been introduced to the newest robot. Her name is Sophia. She actually has a little sister also named Sophia. That was a little weird. But the ability for that robot to have a conversation with, prompted by someone who is sitting on the dais, a human being, asking her questions, and her being able to not only give answers, but have the mannerisms of a human, and speak. She must have been Italian because she was speaking with her hands. It has really come so far and coming so quickly. So I thank you for the work that you're doing, because with that work, we're giving our students the ability to move forward with the technology that's needed for them to be successful in our world. So thank you so very much.
Thank you.
And now I open it up for the board.
Questions? Put your mic.
So, because this is like brand new, it's not like it's new, it's not like the next gen science or math where it's like, okay, the students were always in a math or science, but these are new standards, new curriculum. How is it getting rolled out for students, like, say, in the secondary? You know what I mean? Like, they're coming into it in the middle of the curriculum, if you understand my question.
Yes, so I can speak on behalf of the middle school. We do have a stream teacher there in the middle school at my department. A lot of the computer science or digital literacy standards fall under mathematics or English, but at the middle school, she's very much on top of rolling out those computer science standards. Our teacher there is very self-motivated into making sure she's aligning her curriculum to it. She attends a lot of our alignment meetings, and I've seen her in action with getting students to create their own web designs and get to the technical back end of things and make it the learning is very accessible to kids the way it's presented for that age group.
I just wanted to thank you. I love that you're analyzing the data to see like how you're rolling them out and it's affecting the professional development, like you're seeing where the gaps are, because it is a new program, and I always worry that the teachers are getting these new standards and how we're supporting them, so I love that you're looking at it that way.
I have to say our stream teachers really are very much interested in best practices and trying new things. They're willing to take risks and experience new things and practice with different robots, and they take them home and play with them themselves before they can roll it out and make sure that it really is beneficial for our students.
Yeah, and the other night, we had stream night. It's great watching these very young children teaching their parents what they're doing. And that has always been a successful evening over the years, but more and more, I see the level of projects that students are participating in at a higher level. So it was wonderful to see.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. I really appreciate your report, and it was very informative and succinct. I'm just wondering, so what, going into like the high school level and stuff too, like what would you think is a good thing for our district possibly to add, or do
Well,
you?
we do have proposed courses in computer science. We've added more and more every single year. I think we started off with like introduction to gaming, and it's really blown up from there. And it's actually the high school teachers, some of those, mathematics teachers that teach computer science reached out to me and said, we'd love to learn more about Scratch coding. So this is where we had our model school days. We called up a representative. They came in, they sat and taught our teachers, like, this is what you do with your introduction, you know, your intermediate, and then your advanced students, to make sure that we cover those wide range of abilities that are there on the secondary level. So they're very much interested too in learning more and more. A lot of them are self-taught, but through the programs that we're offering, they're great professional development experiences that go along with it.
Great, that's great to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Welcome.
All right. Anna, thank you so very, very much, and we look forward to what's coming down the pike. Thanks.
Okay, so now we have our student board member report. Isabel, do you want to go ahead?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to share some of the current events happening within our school community. First, I'd like to highlight our football team. They've had a fantastic season with a record of 7-1, and this Friday they will be playing in their first playoff game. The team has been working incredibly hard, and we're all looking forward to see how they perform. There's been lots of school spirit and excitement building up as we head into this crucial game, and we encourage everyone to come out and support our players. Next, the senior class will be hosting a volleyball tournament as a fundraiser next Thursday at 5. The tournament will bring together teams from all grades, and the money will go towards supporting senior class activities. It's a great way to have some fun, stay active, and contribute to a good cause, so we encourage everyone to come and show their support. Winter sports are also just around the corner, starting in 2 weeks. Students are already gearing up for basketball, wrestling, cheer, kick line, rifle, and track, and practices will begin soon. It's always an exciting time of year as open gyms begin and athletes prepare for the upcoming seasons. Also, seniors have begun receiving their senior portraits and choosing which ones to add to the yearbook. Finally, one of the most anticipated events of the fall is the school musical, Almost Maine, which will be staged on November 22nd and 23rd. Ticket sales have already started, and the cast and crew have been working really hard, and we are all excited to see their performances. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel.
Thanks. I know it's almost the end of the quarter, so you're welcome to stay, but you're also welcome to go if you have anything to attend to, Isabel. I understand. Thanks for your report.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have our first public participation on any agenda items that you have questions about or you'd like to comment on. You can come up to the podium and sign in with Ida, and when you get to the podium, give us your name and address, please.
Janet Blatt, McGrady Street, Glen Cove. 2 quick questions. How many people receive the veterans exemption? And the appointment of central administrator, what is that job title? What is the person going to be doing?
I'm sorry? How many veterans are there?
How many are receiving the exemption? I don't have a problem with it, I just want to know how many.
It's less than 20 people right at this moment, and they would have to actually apply for those exemptions.
They're notified by mail? It's a district-wide notification? How do they know about that?
We don't notify them. They are, this is part of what they would inquire at City Hall, through City Hall.
It's both a city exemption and a school district?
They're 2 different exemptions, and in regard to the city, there is an exemption, and then it's further exempted on their school taxes as well.
And under personnel, it says appointment of central administrator. What is that job? What is that for?
Well, we, as you know, Victoria has decided to retire, and so we are looking forward to approving her replacement. Not that she can ever be replaced, but you've got big shoes to fill.
We could rope and tire and not let her go. So you're doing that tonight, or you're,
Just hold on, you'll see it. Yep.
yes?
Does anybody else have any comments or questions? No? Okay, so we'll move on. Let's see.
I'll take, no, I'm good.
You just, oh, you are? That's why you're so excited? Okay, well, let's do the instructional report then.
I ask the board to approve instructional report number 7, A, and B.
Can I get a motion, Leah and Maureen? Any discussion? All in favor? I see 7. Okay,
Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, a motion is requested for the approval of agenda item 8, business affairs, B, operations 1 through 11.
can I get a motion? Angela and Ann, any discussion on these items? All in favor? 7. Okay, personnel?
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, yes, sorry. We did get a donation from the PTA, Conley PTA, right? Gribben PTA, sorry.
Yes.
For a Gaga pit. So they made a very generous donation, which we appreciate, to have a Gaga pit constructed, and I'm sure the kids will enjoy it. And there was a fabric donation. I don't have the woman's name ahead of me. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Ray Montesanto. Okay, I think that's it, right? All right. So, moving on to personnel. Sorry, Andrew, go ahead.
Based upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve agenda item 9A, certified 1 through 8.
Megan and Lynn, any discussion? Can I get,
No?
all in favor? 7.
Based upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve agenda item 9B classified 1 through 10 as amended.
Motion. Ann and Megan, any discussion on that? All in favor? Okay, 7. Thank you.
Based upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve agenda item 9C non-classified 1.
Motion. Leah and Maureen, any discussion? All in favor? 7. Okay.
All right. At this point, I'd like to formally announce to the community that the board has now approved the contract for our new assistant superintendent for business, and that is Teresa Kahan. Is that right? Kahan, I'm
There we go.
sorry. We were arguing over that earlier today. But Teresa, please stand up, and I want to just formally welcome you to the Glen Cove family. For the community to understand that I know that in the time that I've been here, Victoria has been a significant support and contributor to the success of our district. Big shoes to fill, but we have already spoken about a smooth transition, a resource for you. We've also heard so much about you as well. We welcome you, and we look forward to working hand in hand as a member of the Glen Cove School District. Great.
So I just also want to welcome you too, Teresa, and it's great to see you here, and you brought your family, which is really wonderful. Thanks very much. I look forward to getting to know you better. Okay, so where are we at? Unfinished business, we have none. Any new business? Nope. Any board comments? Go ahead, Maureen.
I just wanted to say that the superintendent's conference day that just passed looked really nice with the food trucks, and it was just really, it looked like a really nice event. We got a copy of the agenda, and it was just nice to see.
Lots
Hope
and
everyone
lots of
enjoyed it.
work has gone into that, and I'm sure if Alexa was here tonight, she would appreciate the good, the positive words. I know that they put, she and the coordinators and principals put a lot of work into putting one day together with so many different workshops. So we really appreciate all that's done, and I heard they got prizes at the end of the day, so that was also a very good day. Thank you. And the food trucks were great. So, all right.
The other night was stream night, and I heard the kids had a great time, and thanks to the older kids who helped out with the younger ones and walking them through everything, along with the coordinators and other teachers who came to help.
I attended stream night, and it was really great. The teachers did a great job. The volunteers included coming from the middle school, which was really wonderful to see so many students help, and it looked like everyone had a good time. I also just wanted to mention the buddy benches that Victoria mentioned were installed at 3 of the 4 elementaries. One to come were from donations from, the reunion that happened last summer.
Frank
for-
Venturino.
From the fifth, the great reunion that was from classes of 71 to 74. And just to recognize that it's adorable and really great that alumni and community just continue to support the schools even 50 years after coming through the building. So thank you.
I think we also forgot to mention the boys soccer team who made it to the county something.
Yes.
Yeah, and they
Boys
did a
soccer
great
team
job.
made it through the first round of playoffs. We beat Jericho. We got to the second round, and I think we have to learn how to get past the other GC. But I have to tell you, they did a wonderful, wonderful job, really wonderful playoff games. And we look forward, I think some of them have already promised a championship next year. So we look forward to that. And Friday night, just as a reminder, we're playing Baldwin in the first round. Okay, it's going to be another one of those homecoming nights because that's who we played during homecoming. So bring the cowbells out. And we're looking forward to a great night there. I don't know if it's the new turf or just the enthusiasm, and I think it really is the enthusiasm of our students and staff as well as our community. We've had some really great winning seasons for our tennis team as well, soccer and now football. So I look forward to more and more as we go into our winter season.
All right, so we have a last public participation. If anybody has questions or comments they want to share with us, you can come up, sign in with Ida, give her your name and address. And if you're watching at home and you have questions or comments, you can email the board at gcboe@glencove.schools.org. Okay.
Janet Blatt, McGrady Street, Glen Cove. Can we have some resume background on the appointment person that you just made, who was replacing, or do you have it listed on the website, or? That's it?
We are going to have, with like any new administrator that comes into the district, we do a profile of the person that gives the background, a little bit of their background and experience to date. That'll be on our website shortly.
How shortly?
As quickly
Next
as
week? This
the
week?
start date isn't until right after the Thanksgiving holiday, at least the anticipated start date. So we will have it plus or minus a couple of days from that actual start date.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, anybody else? Okay. Can I get a motion to go home? Anne and Angela, all in favor? That's 7. Okay, thanks very much, and thanks to Glen Cove TV for recording and streaming our meeting. Good night.